Gucci, Gucci 2 times, say it 2 times. Gucci, Gucci 2 times, say it 2 times. Gucci, Gucci 2 times.
The shameless conduct of the Democrat Party. They're willing to throw away every standard of decency, justice, fairness, and due process to get their way. They don't care how they get it. You see it happening before your eyes. I think it's actually an incredible thing that's happening. And I just hope you don't sit home, because bad things will happen if you sit home. Beautiful thing that's going on over the last few days in the Senate, when you see the anger, when you see people that are angry and mean and nasty and untruthful, when you look at releases and leaks and then they say, oh, I didn't do it, I didn't do it. Remember? Dianne Feinstein, did you leak? Remember her answer. Did you leak the document? What? No, no, I didn't leak. Well, wait 1 minute. Did we leak? No, we didn't leak it. I'll tell you what, that was really bad body language. Who knows? Maybe she didn't, but that was the worst body language I've ever seen. And they said the New York Times made it up. They gave false quotes, and they went on a lot of shows. They were really incensed, and they couldn't believe it. That's why people know that a lot of the news is fake, and a lot of the people sitting here are fake. But 20% of them are wonderful, okay?
If I could just actually ask
ahead,
my
please.
question, Mr. Trump. You didn't let me ask my question.
You've been asking a question for 10 minutes. Please sit down. Please, go ahead. Go ahead.
How did those impact your opinions on the allegations against
Well, it does
Judge
impact my opinion. You know why? Because I've had a lot of false charges made against me. I'm a very famous person, unfortunately. I've been a famous person for a long time. On Thursday, the American people saw the brilliant and really incredible character, quality, and courage of our nominee for the United States Supreme Court, Judge Brett Kavanaugh. A vote to confirm Judge Kavanaugh is a vote to confirm one of the most accomplished legal minds of our time, a jurist with a sterling record of public service. You know, for 10 years, he's a young guy, but for 10 years they've been talking about him. Longer than that. I didn't know him, but I've heard about him a lot, because they were all saying he should be on the United States Supreme Court. That's why I put him up. And I will tell you, he has suffered the meanness, the anger. Now, West Virginia, they did a poll, just came out. Overall, total support for Judge Kavanaugh, 58%. Total opposed, 28%. So it's 58%, 28% opposed. That's pretty good, right? I think that's good. That's West Virginia. Republican, 81% versus 8%, but that we expect. Wow. Women, 52% to 35%. That's not bad. Men, West Virginia, 65% to 21%. That's good, right? What? Hey. It's a poll. You don't have any more nuclear testing. In fact, they're closing up a lot of the sites. You don't have rockets going up. You don't have missiles going up. And you have people. I like him, he likes me. I guess that's okay. Am I allowed to say that? Am I allowed to say that? We've come a long way since you know the term, right? We've come a long way. But we could have been in something. Now, I'm not saying what's going to happen. Who knows? We're going to have another meeting. Chairman Kim would like to have another meeting. We'll have a meeting. You know what they did? The other day on a Good Network, I had one of the anchors say, "Why has President Trump given up so much?" I didn't give up anything. Really. I didn't give up anything. What did I give up? I gave up nothing. Why have I given up? The only thing I gave up was I agreed to meet. Boy, we lost a lot, right? In other words, I agreed to meet. I gave up nothing. They're just fakers. They don't know what to do. It's driving them crazy. They're loco. It's driving them crazy. We gave up so much. Now, Obama, with the Iran deal, gave him $150 billion and gave $1.8 billion in cash. In cash. In cash. You know how much money that is? And nobody said he gave up too much, except me. That's why I ended the deal, okay? I ended the deal. Gave it to him in cash. You ever see, like, with a promotion where you have $100 bills, you have $1 million? It's like twice the size of this thing. That's for $1 million in $100 bills, right? It's twice the size of the podium. Like, exactly twice the size. Can you imagine 1.8 billion? Where the hell do you get 1.8 billion in cash? And don't let anyone tell you it wasn't for the hostages, unless he had something, or maybe he did have something else in mind. So, we are doing great. That was a big, big problem. And you know the interesting, when I did it, and I was really being tough, and so was he, and we would go back and forth, and then we fell in love, okay? No, really. He wrote me beautiful letters, and they're great letters. We fell in love. But you know what? Now they'll say, Donald Trump said they fell in love. How horrible. How horrible is that? So unpresidential. And I always tell you, it's so easy to be presidential, but instead of having 10,000 people outside trying to get into this packed arena, we'd have about 200 people standing right there. Okay?
We do not have to have this vote today. We can correct from the mistakes of the past in this nation. There are millions of people, men and women, survivors of sexual assault, who are watching this body of powerful people, and what will happen? This toxic culture, this pernicious patriarchy in this country has to stop. It's real in this country, and people are suffering, and they're watching this body right now. Children abused, watching what powerful people in religious institutions, how they sweep it aside, deny, attack. People in corporations or news media outlets who were abused and harassed for years. And their testimony, their truth was swept aside, belittled. They were attacked, they were vilified, they were followed by investigators. Millions are watching this body and how we act. Do we rush to a vote? Will we brush aside a credible witness's testimony? Will we belittle and attack credible testimony? Will we ignore credible testimony? Will we listen? Will we believe? In the United States of America right now, there are dark corners of our culture. The Center for Disease Control reports 1 out of every 3 American women, 1 out of 3 American women will experience some form of sexual violence. 1 out of 6 men. 60% of them go unreported. And there are those right now watching this group of powerful people. How will we deal with a privileged man? A seat on the Supreme Court is not an entitlement. Just because you went to Yale Law School or were the captain of your basketball team, the Supreme Court is not an entitlement. And Mr. Chairman, I'll tell you this is not a court of law. We're not saying that this man is guilty of what he said. The question is do we know enough now to delay this? Or are we going to rush to put someone on the Supreme Court with this cloud hanging over them? I cannot stomach that we are going to move forward, that we are going to say to women across this country, that say to men across this country,
I think that question.
And I'm going to finish.
I think that question you just asked is a good place to stop.
Sir, I will stop with this. I will stop with this. With respect for this committee and respect for you. I cannot sit here. I cannot participate in what I know history is going to look back as a dark moment again, in the same way we look back at the Anita Hill, Clarence Thomas trials. I cannot participate that. I conclude my remarks, sir. We should not brush aside her comments. We should not belittle her testimony. We should listen to her. We should listen to women. And we should thoroughly investigate this before moving forward. To do any other thing is to diminish the truth, diminish the issue of sexual harassment in this country, and to again relegate ourselves to what I believe is a dark, dark element of our society. So with that, sir, I will leave.
Senator Kennedy.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.